Just give you guys an update. We've done a good bit of work today. As you can see, we have obviously stripped off the majority of the front end, pretty much back to the metal. So you can see that the engine bay is looking a lot cleaner. So we gave it a good kind of clean today. We cleaned up the engine and everything like that as well. And still a little bit of work to do. Just a little bit of cosmetic work to be done down there. The battery tray. The battery has been relocated back into the boot on this car. So this battery tray is actually not really needed for anything. And plus the air intake goes there, if you remember from the last video. So just update you on what we've done. So sorry, just to give you a bit more light. So you can see the whole front of it is now black. It was white and it was rusty, but we have grinded down all of that. We've done a good bit of work. You can see we used our power tool. We used the wire brush essentially to clean it all up, and we have used sealant undercoating kind of spray to clean it all up. I'll actually show you the can of it. Actually, there it is there. So we've used some of this stuff here today. I'm not sponsored by Grenville, but that is the protective coating. So the idea of this is that it's to stop it from rusting again, and it can be overpainted with matching top coat. I don't know what that means, but the main thing is to protect against the rust, which is pretty much what we're doing. Hence, sorry about the kind of mess here. There's a good bit of cardboard and stuff when we were doing the spraying and things like that. So kind of the next steps now, there's been a good bit of spraying going on. So this guy here, that's hanging here by a cable tie, that guy actually goes here in between. A lot of you have noticed that that is missing, and that's not standard. Usually that's one continuous piece going across. The reason why that's out of the car is because originally when we put this engine in the car, we cut that piece out to get the engine in and out more freely. So that piece has been cleaned up. We're going to be putting that piece back in the car, but however it's going to be bolted back into the car originally as to how it was, and I'll show you that when that's done. We do have some bits, actually a few more cosmetic bits. There's a couple of bits up here that we sprayed. We sprayed the bonnet hitch. There's one or two other things sprayed as well. So the other thing that we need to do, so we're going to be putting all this stuff, so there's obviously the lights, the bumper bars, all that kind of stuff. That's all going to be going back into the car now. We'll be doing that over the next few minutes. As well as that, we did also get the radiator, which is right there. And that, if you remember from the previous video, was hanging on the wall back somewhere around there. So this radiator, which I'm going to clean up, Ryan has actually fixed it for me. So there was one kind of pinhole leak that he fixed. I don't know how he fixed it, but he fixed it, and that's an aluminium radiator. That's the old radiator. If you remember, it was blue. So what has to happen, we need to take these pipes off, and we need to take this fan off, and we need to transfer all that stuff to that radiator over there. And when we do that, then we can put it back into this car. The aluminium radiator is better because it's a little bit wider, and I'll show you when we're installing it the difference. And because it's wider, it means it can hold more coolant, which means it's going to allow the engine to be or run more cooler essentially, so it doesn't get too hot, particularly on the track, which is most important, which is where 50% of this car's time is going to spend. Okay, just quick update on what's going on with the radiators. So this is the one out of the car, which is grand, it's fine, but obviously we want to upgrade it to the aluminium one. But when we took it off the wall at the back of the shed, you can see there's obviously, since it was sitting up for a while, it did get damaged. So you can see here in the corner, I can literally stick my finger into the radiator. So this is definitely not a goer. So what I've done is I've ordered a brand new radiator. Should hopefully be in here next week, and once that comes in, then I'm going to fit new, and it's just basically identical to this one. I'm going to fit a new one of these then into the car, and that should be good to go. And so just to update you guys on the radiator anyway. The other thing we need to do, obviously the intercooler and all is off the car, so we need to get all the piping back together as well. There's actually a good few of that in the boot. But another thing we need to do, actually, now that I think of it, while we're here, is we need to do this rocker cover, which is this engine cover piece here. And we also need to do all the pipe work. So just to show you guys very quickly, this stuff here. So this, try and get that out. So this runs from, I don't know, can you see that very clearly? But this is the turbo down here. This runs from the top of the turbo, this black pipe, and I just walk around here. This runs into the engine underneath, and this piping is really, really cheap. Okay, and it was a temporary piping because we are going to be using this piping now. Sorry, now you can probably see that a little bit better. This stuff, Samco Sport. So I got this stuff online, and this quality of piping, some of this is similar. The thickness of it is a lot thicker, and the idea of the thickness is that obviously what's going through this line is air, is vacuum essentially, and if any of that air releases, essentially we'll have a vacuum leak, and if you have a vacuum leak, your car is not going to run right, or your turbo car, and this applies to any turbo car. So that stuff is all going to be replaced. There's numerous of that piping all around this engine bay, and we are going to be replacing all of that right now into all of that new piping that I just showed you there basically. So that's going to keep me busy for the next couple of hours. When I have all these front panel pieces back in, I'll give you an update and show you what it looks like and stuff like that, and we'll go from there. Just to let you know, actually this is probably going to be the second video. Just going to finish off this. So this is the second part 2 video where you've seen us all strip it down and obviously putting it all back together again. So hope you liked the video, and I want to hear your comments down below. As I said, one of the additional things is going to be going back on this car is there is going to be an oil cooler going back on the car, so that's going to look pretty cool as well. But I do want to hear your guys' opinions as to what else you think we should be putting them back onto the car in terms of track ready, road ready, what cool features do you think this car needs? It's an Sr20 engine, it's a very popular engine, so there's loads of parts for them. But yes, so I'm going to get all this back together, and sorry, this is going to be the end of the part 2 video. In part 3, you are going to see me put all of this back together, and you're going to see then the next steps from there. So hope you can stick around, subscribe and like this video, and we'll talk to you in part 3. Thanks.